Coming up, Democratic U.S. Senator Kyrsten Sinema defends her record against those who say she is too conservative. Plus, will e-gaming become the next big college sport? The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Aaron Vitito.
And I'm Chelsea Parker. Thanks for tuning in. Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema has faced some criticism from Democrats who say she acts and votes too much like a Republican.
That's right, but Sinema says she's just trying to be bipartisan. The senator was in Flagstaff Friday, and we spoke about her voting record and a variety of other topics. We caught up with Senator Sinema at NAU's Veteran Success Center. On the docket for the day, a trip to Rio de Flag, and a talk with student veterans.
The reason I come to hear directly from veterans is because there's no one who can tell me more about the positive and negative experiences they have transitioning from military life to student life than veterans themselves.
According to the website GovTrack, Kyrsten Sinema's ranked 47th most conservative. That's more conservative than Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, who ranks 49th. Sinema, however, says her voting record only seems more conservative because she strongly supports veterans, an issue she says should be nonpartisan.
I don't care if someone's Democrat, Republican, Independent, or nothing. What I do care about is that they're getting every bit of what they deserve from our federal government and that they get their fair shot at the American dream. Partisanship is high and it seems like not a lot gets done. But I will tell you that we get work done on veterans issues.
And Sinema says she has no plans to change between now and when she's up for re-election in 2024.
But I do hope that my behavior is an everyday campaign to the voters of Arizona. I don't spend any time worrying about partisanship. I spend all my time thinking about how can I help the people of the community that I serve.
Until then, it's about reaching out to those community members. And the students of NAU's Veteran Success Center told us that they are pleased with her work.
I think she's actually done a really good job, and especially trying to implement new programs.
He says that the key for most voters is that they want to be heard.
I actually felt like I don't get the feeling a lot from politicians that she actually specifically cared about the things that were going on.
Even so, there are still many Democrats across Arizona who says Sinema isn't delivering what she promised, a left-leaning agenda. Aaron Vitito, NAZ Today.
The body discovered near Sunset Crater on Friday has been identified as of last night. 27-year-old Sasha Cross has been missing from New Mexico since January 18th. Fingerprints were taken at the scene and were used to confirm her identity. This is an ongoing investigation, and the Coconino County Sheriff's Office is continuing to ask for the public's help with this incident. Anyone who may have recently seen anything suspicious in the area of Sunset Crater is asked to contact Silent Witness at 928-774-6111.
Well, Flagstaff is in the middle of an effort to crack down on traffic violations, and they ended up dealing with a big one over the weekend. NAZ Today's Alexandra Vajeo explains.
Police have been out in force looking for even minor traffic violations to help reduce accidents. It happened in a parking lot off of Cedar Avenue and West Street Sunday afternoon, where the officer says she saw 23-year-old Jared Bigman driving erratically.
He is facing the charges of leaving the scene of crashes. He's also facing the charges of driving impaired to the slightest degree, as well as aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer.
Detectives say as Bigman fled the scene, he managed to ram a patrol car 3 times. Flagstaff police say this is a perfect example of why they are trying to improve traffic safety.
So I think this is a separate situation from our traffic campaign, but in essence, our traffic campaign could work to deter or educate the public related to DUI laws as well as traffic laws that work to prevent crashes.
The officer involved in the crash, who has not been identified, suffered minor injuries and is already back on duty. Alexandria Vallejo, NAZ Today.
The next big college sport might just involve video games. With the start of 2020, NAU is upping its game in technology with a new advanced media lab that includes a new home for NAU's e-gaming squad. NAZ Today's Kwana Arnold is at the ribbon cutting and has this report.
I'm here just inside the Advanced Media Lab here on NAU campus in the School of Communication. Students and faculty alike are so excited about the different opportunities the lab has. And NAU President Rita Chang says the School of Communication is always pushing the boundaries on innovation, and this is only the beginning.
I I've never been a gamer, but I really like watching the students with the esports, and I really love virtual reality. And I think that there's something there that exposes students to a deeper learning that's going to really be wonderful for NAU.
As the lab had its ribbon-cutting ceremony earlier today, Director Giovanni Castillo says this project has been a long time coming.
Well, it's been my dream for 5 years to basically do it. It was a big deal for me to come to this point to be able to do it. Yeah.
Esports Club President Gabriel Santos says the advanced equipment that the lab provides evens the playing field between both virtual and physical sports.
So the main thing is the equipment here. The equipment was recently purchased and implemented this semester. Before, what I tell people that aren't familiar with what this equipment is for the players, it's the equivalence of them playing on a laptop is a baseball player playing with a plastic bat.
Esports aren't the only opportunity students have to interact with the equipment. NAU Director of Technology Services Don Carter says there's a lot more to see.
This is a advanced media lab and esports, and so there's a whole variety of media kinds of things they can do, from virtual reality to the drone for the video kind of work that they can do with it flying around. And then eventually we're going to have a 360 motion camera for prosthetic research and some of those kinds of things, and then the social media research lab. So there's a whole range of things that can be done here.
The Advanced Media Lab is open to both students and faculty and is already being used for research. Quana Arnold, NAZ Today.
Well, it is Tuesday, which means we'll be taking a look at another Flagstaff teacher who excels in the classroom.
That's right, and this week, NAZ Today's Justin Dubale traveled to the Flagstaff Arts and Leadership Academy to visit with our Teacher of the Week, Corey Wall, a dance teacher who teaches more than just moves in the classroom.
Wall has been a student of dance for years, but when she got the opportunity to switch roles and become a teacher, she was hooked.
And then I got my first teaching job with Tippy Toes, going in and teaching little kids, and that just sparked my passion for teaching. And seeing like a 3 or 5 to 5-year-old learn anything is amazing, but watching them gain confidence with how to use their bodies is fantastic.
While teaching dance is Wall's passion, she makes sure to prioritize other aspects as well.
In my dance class, we're not just teaching technique, but we are teaching them how to have some perseverance, maybe get through some challenging situations. We are also working their bodies in situations that maybe they're not used to, so having to overcome some physical obstacles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Learning how to overcome those obstacles and not use them as boundaries, but as learning tools, I think is something that I like to focus on.
Wall believes that classes like this also benefit students academically.
When you get your body moving and your endorphins going in that way, it makes you a happier person, and it, I think, helps our students be able to then refocus into their academic classes and continue to build on their education. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
You get time to get all your energy out and be able to focus more during your classes.
Wall finds that the most rewarding part of teaching is watching students blossom into themselves.
Watching the students that come in really apprehensive at the beginning of the school year and build confidence and movement, and then you see them carry themselves differently around campus. They are confident in their bodies, and they're confident in who they are.
And her students appreciate the effort and time she gives them.
Miss Corey, she doesn't get frustrated very easily. She's very patient with all of her students, and if you're having trouble learning something, she'll take the time out of class to kind of teach you to make sure everyone understands.
Wall seems to make sure her students are flourishing inside and outside the classroom, and that's why she's our Teacher of the Week. Justin Dubale, NAZ Today.
Coming up,
this is the new landscape for survivors of sexual assault.
Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein is now behind bars. Stay with us.
Hello, Northern Arizona. I'm your student forecaster, Cross War, and let's talk about the weather. It was a very, very windy day today all across the state, but don't you worry, those winds are going to die down as we see increase of temperatures throughout the week. Stay tuned.
The 2020 award-winning Chevrolet Equinox at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac strikes the perfect balance between design and technology. From any angle, the sculpted exterior makes a stunning statement. With a spacious and refined interior, intuitive technology keeps you connected and entertained. Starting at just $22,995.
Hi, Mark Harris here. No pressure, no hype, just real hometown value. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac at terrymarkson.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Does your family need a break from the daily routine?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. If you or someone you know needs a healthy dose of nature, visit discovertheforest.org and trade in the big screen for the big blue sky by visiting a local park or forest near you.
Hiking, picnicking, swimming, orienteering, climbing, admiring wildlife, or inhaling fresh air may result in heightened creativity, feelings of joy, harmony, satisfaction, and a euphoria that can only be explained as oneness with the natural world. Whoa.
Welcome back. Disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein is behind bars right now after a New York jury found him guilty Monday on 2 of the 5 charges he was facing.
That's right. This comes after more than 26 hours of jury deliberations. CNN's Bryn Gingras has a look on what the verdict might suggest about the jury's thoughts on the case.
Guilty, the verdict bringing redemption for the 2 women at the heart of this case and likely for dozens of others who accused Harvey Weinstein of various unwanted sexual acts over decades. The disgraced movie mogul handcuffed and led out of a New York City courtroom after a jury convicted him on 2 sex crime charges.
This is the new landscape for survivors of sexual assault in America, I believe, and this is a new day.
After a month-long trial, the jury acquitted Weinstein on the more serious charges against him: predatory sexual assault and first-degree rape. The panel of 7 men and 5 women deliberated for 26.5 hours over 5 days, trying to make sense of very complicated jury instructions, ultimately convicting Weinstein of a criminal sexual act against Miriam Haley, who said Weinstein forced oral sex on her in 2006, and also rape in the 3rd degree of Jessica Mann, who says Weinstein raped her in 2013. Actresses Ashley Judd and Rosanna Arquette, among the more than 80 women who have accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct, both reacted to the verdict, thanking the women who testified for their bravery.
This is the age of empowerment of women, and you cannot intimidate them anymore.
The verdict suggests jurors believed the testimony of those 2 women, but struggled with the testimony of Annabella Sciorra. Sciorra, most known for her role in The Sopranos, accused Weinstein of raping her in the mid-90s. Her case didn't fit within the statute of limitations, but prosecutors hoped to use her testimony to prove that Weinstein had a pattern of behavior. Weinstein could face more than 2 decades in prison. Weinstein's attorneys say they plan to appeal.
He was as strong as he has been throughout all of this. Obviously, he's disappointed, and obviously he has maintained his innocence from the beginning. So, it's a tough to sit there and kind of. I put my hand on his arm, and it's a tough thing. Not the way we wanted today to end.
King me.
This must be how Odell Beckham feels when he scores a game-winning touchdown.
Beckham scores! Giants touchdown!
This must be how Rico felt when he triple jumped Mr. Sanchez.
Pepsi.
Is my 2020 census data safe? After sending your census response, your personal information is kept safe. By law, it can't be shared with any other government agency, law enforcement, or landlord. No one. So take your 2020 census with peace of mind. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Welcome back, Northern Arizona. I'm your student forecaster, Cross War, and I think it's finally time to talk about the weather. As I said earlier, a very, very windy day all across the state, getting into the 20 miles per hour in several different parts of the state. But if we're checking out Flagstaff currently, right now we have a temperature of 30 degrees with mostly clear skies, and then we have a relative humidity of about 22%. But again, that wind moving east 20 miles per hour, it can catch you off guard, so make sure you are covering up. There we go. Moving on towards our daily almanac. We're going to have a high today of 34 and a low of 22. Our high is a little bit below our average of 46 and then a little above our low. But check out that negative 10 in 1919. No, thank you. I'm glad I am not there. Moving on, checking out our high temperatures today, we had a high of 42 in Page. Moving south a little bit, we had a 36 in the Grand Canyon, and then getting a little bit cooler, getting a 34 in Flagstaff, but then moving down into Phoenix, a 67, leading the charge of temperatures as always. Checking out tonight, we're going to have a forecast low of 17 degrees with mostly clear skies, but again, the wind northeast moving up to 20 miles per hour. We are going to have a beautiful sunset though at 6:18, so for all of you photographers out there, make sure you are there. Then checking out tomorrow, we're going to have a forecast high of 45 with clear and sunny skies. And then, of course, going to have those gusts of up to 21 miles per hour. But as I said, those are going to die down as the week moves on, so don't worry too much. Checking out our forecast temperatures. In Page, we're going to have a high of 50 and a low of 32. Moving south, we're going to have a high of 45 in Flagstaff and a low of 18. And then moving down to Payson, have a high of 55 and a low of 31. And then moving down to Phoenix, a high of 69 and a low of 43. Finally, checking out Flagstaff extended forecast. We're starting off on Wednesday, going to have a high of 45 and a low of 18. But then, as we move on to Thursday and Friday, going to have a high of 51 and a high of 53. Be prepared for the weekend, though, because we are expecting some precipitation, 30% on Sunday, moving into 56 on Saturday and 50 on Sunday.
I am very much looking forward to going up in the 50s. Not so much the precipitation, though. A little tired of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I'm just happy that the wind's going to die down. Today's been insane.
Oh, yeah, today has
painful.
been crazy.
Painful, yes.
Yeah, really. So, Jasmine, what do we have in sports today?
So there's a lot going on in sports, and I can't wait to tell you more, so stay with us.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Jasmine Navarrete, and let's get to it. The NAU women's basketball team defeated Eastern Washington on Saturday 63-58. Despite the win, the team did not perform like their usual selves. With their journey to the Big Sky Championship approaching and several tough matchups coming up, Coach Lori Payne says the team needs to play at a top level at all times.
We could play the way we did tonight and come away with a victory, but if we play the way we did tonight next weekend, it's going to be a very different story. And so we need to understand that our approach to each game needs to be like we are playing the top team in the conference.
The NAU men's basketball team stands at number 4 in the conference. Senior forward Brooks DeBishop's academic success and leadership role on the team puts him in the NAU spotlight this week. Our sports reporter Nadia Armenta caught up with the athlete on his basketball career here at NAU.
From Westland, Oregon to Flagstaff, Arizona, NAU forward Brooks DeBishop found himself getting comfortable in playing for a Division I basketball team and is now considered one of the Lumberjacks' leading scorers.
Yeah, I mean, I came in as a freshman, just not really knowing what to expect, new school, coming from a different state, just trying to find my way. And then I think just over the years, you develop, mature, and now I feel super comfortable. Like Flagstaff's like a second home.
The Bishop said back-to-back losing seasons have fueled the team's desire to win this season. His freshman year, they went 9-23. The following year, 5-27. And last season, they ended with a 10-21 record.
I think we had a lot of adversity over the last few years, and just builds toughness and character, which is definitely paying dividends now.
The Bishop's ability to remain focused during their games pays off for him as he climbs the men's basketball all-time leaderboard in rebounds with 638. And a big contribution to that is his competitiveness.
I like winning, success, striving after success, and just trying to grind every day, work towards a goal and eventually trying to reach that goal. So just trying to get better every day and then every year as well.
Brooks DeBishop is the textbook definition of a student athlete. He's made the Big Sky All-Academic Team 3 years in a row and is a 3-time Golden Eagle Scholar athlete. Teammate Nick Main says DeBishop is seen as an intellect on and off the court.
I mean, he's probably one of the smartest players I've ever played with, basketball-wise, and he's straight A's in all of his classes.
Interim head coach Shane Burkhar says that once DeBishop leaves, he'll always be remembered at NAU. He has set the standards high for the rest of his teammates in maintaining good grades.
We put up an academic board, the Bishop Award, and this is something that I think he already has left a legacy, but knowing Brooks, he doesn't just want an academic legacy, he wants an academic and a winning legacy, and we're on the right track for that because of his leadership.
Good friend and teammate Nick Maines says that the Bishop's willingness to help others is evident.
He's taking the leadership role very well. I mean, he's always talking to people, he's talking to freshmen, he's talking to everyone on the team how to help them and make them better. And then he's also scoring a lot. He hasn't been scoring like he has this year, and he's just really helped our offense.
So the Lumberjacks are currently number 4 in the conference, and they take on the number 1 team in the conference on Thursday.
And I will actually be at that game, and yes, they are facing the number 1 team, so it is going to be such a big deal.
Yes.
That is exciting. And we'll have one last look at weather coming up.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have another bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Live with a human for a while, and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she does strange tricks for no treats. But the one thing I will never, for the life of me, know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Checking out, so we're doing our weekly recap now of the week.
That's right.
All right, well, fantastic. So, yeah, starting off, it's going to get warmer as the week goes on. Again, be prepared for that precipitation, a 30% chance on Sunday. So, at least we won't have the wind, but might get some rain and snow.
Please no.
Yeah, please no.
Well, we do actually have some visitors today, right, Ed?
That is right. We have Mingus Union High School here with us. And yeah, they're here joining us to close out our show.
Everybody say good night.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in on Facebook, YouTube, all of our social media. Be kind to one another. Good night. Everybody wave.